Hi guys, BS Central here. Today we are here with a new video. So Savior of Chaos has been released since 3 days and we have already cooked and so you guys, I think. But I want to show you our yearly set for decklists. To starting with this new set that will probably change the game in a very hard way. So those are pretty simple deck lists, I think. So I've not um, I've not considered the new best card that can be splashed everywhere, like Leucerium, like Dustivan. So I want to make like linear deck list to start, but from those we will see probably uh, many changes in competitive scenario. So let's start with one of the maybe most simple deck list about Era and Nova. So this type of deck has received plenty supports, starting with Grey Servant of Sigvurm, a BBA with a huge body and a useful effect at level 3. So it is at the same time one of the best target to do a Ascendon and also has a good effect if it stays on the field. To not speaking about Dustiworm, the dragon that is, as I said before, one of the cards that we will probably see in every deck because Era package with Dustiworm and Era is playable everywhere. I think this card can come out with only cost 3 when we have 3 lives, so and destroy at 5,000 or less. So it's a better King Dragno that can be easily played out of red, and also a target for Ira. Ira, that is the new boss, a really strong card that make the game also more skill based, I think, because punish very hard players that simply spam spirits. So you make Era and basically win the game. So you have to play around this. Is a Backlus Curse combo that is not a combo, so is a one card that can also let you draw. So is a broken card but can change the game in a positive way, I think. Another good card that maybe would be played about here. I place it at 3, but maybe just 2 is enough. The Trisra Warrior. So the other two effects are not so useful. Yeah, being a level 3 or only during our turn and a confront with 7k can be an easily spot removal in some way. But the really interesting effect is the first one that protect our spirit from our exhausted spirit from Dream Bomb, Avalanche, Counter Sword, everything that can rebounce that. So I think that this card with Ira, when we have wipe the field, is pretty much our win condition in this deck. And um, over that, we can count always on the life recovery effect of Nova, that is not awful. Also, a great card in this deck is also Ancient Draw. Maybe also this we will see in many decks that play Ascend. Is still a cost 5, so outside red, I don't know. But in red is automatically 3 or 4 copies. Is the new charger draw because for some reason this card gives also plus 5,000 BP to our speed. So inflation now another powerful effect, and there's also only a cost 5 with 3 reduction, so we can spend only 2 cores in red. How I say the outside red, I see more difficult to use this card, but it depends. I don't know. Maybe not. Is still maybe a plus 3 or plus 4, maybe 5 to exaggerate. Let's talk about also Ritual Fire. For me, is a card that um, can be really useful in 2 copies. Also, only in red, I think, because pay 4 for Ritual Fire is too much, but pay 2 is still great. So Ritual Fire against deck like yellow, purple, maybe green in some situation, and also other red, I think, is is really strong effect. So I believe in this card in this set. Another red deck that maybe would be Rise Again is Tersor. New support about we have just talking about Trisra Warrior. In this deck is still really good, and also the new card Gate Crusher is a Dilnofosa with less BP but confront, and also with more useful characteristics. Pterosaurs that can maybe make more viable a broken card like Nexus Hazard that with the ban of Oviraptor has fallen in the darkness because no one plays that cost 8 magic, but now with Gate Crusher maybe it will see play again because a card that destroy at least a Nexus and draw a card in main step just paying 2 is really really strong in a deck like that. Maybe also destroy also 3000 BP. This is more difficult right now, but destroying a Nexus, draw a card in main step, paying only 2 is one of the best thing you can do with a red deck. So maybe we will see Terrasource again. Maybe not as competitive as before, but it can still do something, I think. Okay, purple is the most difficult deck to build right now. Uh, they have received some interesting supports, but really weird. So usually, with when you build a purple deck in set 4, is you are like, oh, uh, this seems cool, but is also weird and probably doesn't work. So you try to build something and usually very difficult to come out about that. Uh, right now, I think that the most simple way to build purple, but this is not a simple way to play purple, only a way to build. Play this type of deck, course, purple midrange is really difficult. Maybe is one of the most difficult deck in Battle Spirit Saga. But to build, yeah, we have some choice, some must to make. So maybe is a bit easier than other deck than other purple deck. But we have our Borsha, uh, yeah, pretty good when summon. Discard 3, draw 1. Yeah, yeah, why not? The second effect is really really heavy. Destroy our spirit with curse and destroy another spirit on the opposing side of the field can sounds really good, but we have to remember that it's only a 4K with cost 4, and destroy spirit with curse is a big payoff because uh, a spirit with curse will probably destroy a spirit anyway. So this effect has not so much sense. But we have a card like Shasnik that combos really well with Mirrorcaster. So in this type of deck, I think is a good combo. This one because we draw, destroy, and do some purple mid-range things that you know probably. Another good, probably the best purple card of the set 4 is Double Deadly. Destroy one spirit, destroy 1 hour spirit to destroy 2 opposing one symbol spirit. For some reason, Bandai have decided that destroy simply 2 spirits too, would be too strong. I not agree with that, but anyway, it's still a really really powerful card that make us do some crazy tempo play, especially against deck like white, blue, and red, also green. But against every deck, this is a crazy play. We can use double deadly, like deadly balance without spirit on the field. And also we have to use double deadly only in attack step because it is only a flash effect. But apart that, this is a crazy card, I think, in this deck. Purple core control, I think, is way more difficult to build. This is just a try, but I don't really know if this work. I have tested it sometimes, but I'm not really sure. So I let you think about that and also say me something. Also, is great card. I think is a great card, but he cannot explain is too powerful. Is too power, I think, right now. But anyway, good when someone really good on the field effect. The effect on the trash, I think that right now is not so usable because we have just we can take advantage from that. Only use reanimate or Rixa. Mm, that are not so great card in other contests. So I think that that effect right now is pretty unuseful. But the other one is really good because when our spirit is blocked, the fruit symbol will remove a core without targeting. So in a deck with Baculus and we have just to make our spirit semi unblockable, and also cards with darkness count that remove all one but core from a spirit when attacks, and Akuji the Wizard that when destroy, generic when destroyed, um, we remove a core and draw card if we destroy a spirit with that effect, can be really, really useful, really, really good. That combo sounds really powerful, but are really difficult to make. Requires many turns and many setups. So it's still really difficult. Probably this type of deck can be composed from over 50 card, like also 55, 56, also 60. Why not? But I'm still search for for an ideal number of cards. Also, Amethyst Palace, pretty underrated Nexus, I think. We have learned our low-cost Nexus are good in a purple deck, like Sanctuary, like this Amethyst Palace. Not even for the effects, uh, but for the reduction symbol that we can place with basically one core, and does not require cores to stay on the field. And usually, our opponent don't use doesn't use his Nexus removal to remove Amethyst Palace or Amethyst Sanctuary. So this type of Nexus is really powerful in purple. In this situation, Amethyst Palace have also a good effect at level 2. Um, so yeah, we can try to abuse with Nemesis and also with other cards to draw and destroy opponent's field. White Control has received one of the best X rares on this set, so Armor 4. Foreman, what I can say about this card is crazy. Cheap Ascend, great armor, devastating effect when summoned and blocks, double symbol, really high BP, good characteristics that can count on Naman City. Uh, Bounce to 5000 BP or less in the bottom of the deck is one of the strongest removal we have in this format. Some people say that 5000 is too low BP, but bouncing bottom is really, really strong, and so I'm glad that is only 5000 BP, but we have to think that many decks usually don't go over 5000 BP in until the late game, like purple, like yellow. sometimes green, sometimes red. So 5000 BP is a good amount of BP to remove. Oh, and also uh, shut down entire decks like Curse, for example. So this is a great card, I think, and White Control will abuse will will abuse that. Also, it can even be bounce with Dream Bomb or destroy with Allegro or Hydra. So really powerful card. To use that, we can also count on Battery Bull that cannot be destroyed by effect. That is not bad, I think. Now, the cost for in white are usually few in many decks. So we have to choose what which cards we use. So right now I prefer Sheriff Eagle instead of Grey Garm, but I don't know, maybe it's still preferable. Grey Garm, it depends from the situation and from the testing, I think. But uh, we can also use Bison, Buffalo Bill, with the effect of Battery Bull that when we have Ascend on it, we can activate when blocks effect on the attack. So this is a Buffalo Bill that can attack and bounce a cost 5 or less. And also Turborex is a great card that can make us able to do a really strong control on the field, is cheap, and can trigger the effect of Battery Bull and of Buffalo Bill. So really powerful. The third effect of Turborex maybe is a bit nerfed due to the presence of so much Ascend, but we will see that. And to conclude, Frozen Waterfall instead of Rocket City maybe is not the right choice. I don't know, but I want still to try that. Or Owl 6 or more against 2000 BP. 2000 BP is not a bad amount. And also the second effect we can use to refresh our Turborex or our Tiger to close the game. So really powerful effect, I think. The other face of white is Android, so more aggressive play style, more tempo based. We have this big boss, really strong, that makes our spirits, our Android and Ice Presence immune during our turn on 4 color on 6 when other spirits are bounced in deck or hand, and itself as a bounce effect. But I think that this is a really strong card. But I think that uh, we have not used this in full copy. Maybe just 2 or 3, because the really strong part of the deck is these with the Valkyrie Mist, Raderick, and Valkyrie Hindra to make many tempo play. Raderick is a basically unblockable spirit unless you want to sacrifice one of your spirits to block. Has also some pretty good BP and cost, and also good armor. Purple white is not bad. And also to close the game to late game, we have Valkyria Callista that makes our Valkyria and itself unblockable from colors that we have armor for. So, like in combo with Yoto Green, basically unblockable by anything and also immune to everything. So this can be really devastating, but it's 7-3 and full core at level 2, so and requires also all other setups. So I don't want to play many cards like that. So like 2 is enough, I think. Also Mega Tier, the promo of the set 3, I think can be really useful in this deck because itself as an its effect to refresh itself, and also a spin back effect during the block. Is a pretty big boy, so maybe why not? It can be really good. 6,000 to level 1 is very high BP. Playing also about playing well, talking about yellow fable beast. So one of the best, the best deck probably of the last format. We have really powerful new support like Tanuki, a better Carbuncle, Handan, that is basically a new boss, I think, that can make us more able to defend ourselves and also to attacks. I think that just Handan with Eagle is really strong field for Fable Beast. And also and obviously we have a Mock Gembu that is a Fable Beast, double symbol that can make be unblockable by the other Gembu. Is also an effect to reduce the VP of opposing spirit that is not uh, to throw away, and also a situational effect to make our spirit with blessed in some situation can be really crazy, really crazy. Also, I think that God Slaying will be a um, staple presence in many yellow deck due the presence of Hydra and Hydra. I think this is a really big card against that spirits, especially Hydra. Another deck that can make his way in this new set is Luster, because we have received um, a new card that I think fits perfectly well in this type of deck. Is a cheap cost. Luster usually doesn't have an early game, and Burrask is the card that we need in this type of deck because it costs few and is doing basically only good things. So we discard a card from the opposing deck top, and we can draw or ramp. This the things that we love to do, and also is a sacrificable spirit to trigger Blessed Cathedral. And obviously the best support for this deck is Key of Intrusion. Um, that this card can search our Angel, costing only 4 during main step, and also can be used as a big removal to a minus 8k BP. This card can search Clavis that when on summon can recycle Key of Illusion that anyway can be used in combo with Flagellum that makes minus 10,000. So, and maybe with Luster also recycled to the hand. So this Flagellum, Michaela, Clavis, and Key of Intrusion is a really powerful Luster package, I think. To conclude yellow, I also want to try, but I never tested that yet. This other lander deck, Alice Control style, like the Loudon way. So deck based on cost 2 to draw and be aggressive in the first turn, and also to based on minus BP. So with Mokembu, with Alice, and also with Tiazi, that is also a Fable Beast, Joker to close the game and reuse our when summon effect of Mokembu. So many ways to remove spirit on the field. I think this can be a really funny deck. For green, also we have a pretty simple deck list for a prey board. So make you have to make a basically a normal Gale, but you can choose to remove Jäger or to keep it. I don't know. I choose to remove it to place Alraun and Leucerium, so Leaf Kindred package to ramp more and be very aggressive in the first turn. Starting with Leucerium, Alraun, and Totem Pulse is really good. Totem Pulse is a big card for green. because let us able to close the game even if opponent plays cards like Sheriff Eagle or Suppression that can make one spirit blocking while exhaust. With the second effect of Totem Pulse, we can still deal this damage to the opponent's life, probably, if we have more BP than blocking spirits. And also, if we have more Totem Pulse at level 2, we can make even more damage. So this can basically close the game, this Nexus. And always Tokiwa. Crazy cards that force our opponent to respond to his summon. Yeah, really powerful card. I don't like so much the second effect to discard and draw. I would prefer that an effect like that would be placed on a smaller spirit to let us draw and search for Tokiwa. But anyway, it he ensure us to have a bit of follow up and also combos really well with the effect of Tokiwa, the general Tokiwa that can be recycled to the end. I also see pretty well also this magic like attack plus 3 BP, 3000 BP and refresh spirits in any moments without limiting of cost and color like Plant Trap. I really like that. I think that we can make us win some matches. Just one, no, just one in this deck. Obviously, you can easily take apart that and make and place like the third Dream Bomb, for example. More particular deck, maybe also more difficult to build, is the token one. We have received a really big card like End Shadow. So this card, I think that combos really well both with purple and with white, but with white and token white, I didn't cook yet, so maybe in the future I will. So I choose to make a purple green deck list. Purple green deck list can be like anything. Oh, so you can build it in a million ways. So this is only one of that at only to use token like body to sacrifice and make advantage with effect of Nemesis, custom artist, deadly balance, and double deadly, and always obviously rotting swamp. And also do this, I try to put one Rixa in this deck because the purple thing that we use are all target of Rixa except for Scullion that is an undead. And also Rixa can rest from the trash on Shadow that equals 6, that summon a token, that attacks and ramps. So this is a cute combo. I don't think that is really competitive. Maybe is best without Rixa, but why not? Just to try. Not so much to say about aberration. Probably the best deck of the format as strength. I think maybe bit problematic one. I think that Pollen is not so necessary in this deck, so can be easily swipe with another aberration or something like that. Hydra is too strong generally. Cheap Ashen, probably the cheapest Ashen with Gembu, but really way more devastating effect. And on top of that, can attack also 3 times just at level 2. So really powerful card. And also we have Nexus that can support this archetype, can makes us ramp and makes Hydra early game tools that can be easily win the game at turn 3. So probably for the first times of set 4, this will be the decks to win against. And finally, I want to conclude with this deck about Golem and Golem token. This is not my deck list. This is made by a guy of our community that is also judge. Um, I think this is a really funny deck to use both Colosseum and Syntheria. Syntheria is a really big card that let us survive for many turns if we have an Nexus on the field to destroy. Also, Rock Custom Golem, a really big card, great big body that let us draw and discard, and also mill to use so the effect of Allegro. And also, why not Roger that can mill 6 on summon, and at level 2 can rise up Spirit at level 3. So we can use it to rise up our really costly Colosseum Golem, but also why not Allegro and still Syntheria or Rock Custom. We also have the Leaf Kindred package. We have Scopole Beldegor. We have Block Golem to for the early game. So we basically have like I think we don't have many removal apart of Allegro. But yeah, this is a really funny deck list. I want to try it, and I hope you want so. Okay, for now is all I think. I want you to share the video, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think about this deck list, and if you have cooked, if you have just cooked, no, if you have already cooked something. We will see you to the next video. Bye and ciao.